China's deadly fox eye obsession. And I think I know what a fox eye is. It's like the makeup where is it the curl up or the curl down? One's the fox eye, one's the crow or eagle eye, or I don't know. But the fox eye is like where you use makeup to curl it up. Yes, we're watching Wani, China's deadly fox eye obsession. And I don't know which way it is. Either it's the makeup to have the eye point up or the makeup to have the eye point down. One or the other.
You have nice eyes. S-tier compliment, by the way. But you think your eyes might be a little bit too small? Well, worry no more. I'm here to help.
I know my eyes are a little too small. I know my eyes are a little too small. That's what's funny is, again, I'm going into the the racial aspect of it all. But in like Asia, or like, well, when people say Asia, they probably mean mainly mean like Thailand, Japan, China. You know, the aesthetic, the South Korea, North Korea, the even Nagaland, I guess, that kind of aesthetic of the face and how it looks. But what's funny is the majority of the time, people would joke about how their eyes are so slanted. I've only ever watched one show that had someone that had eyes like Brock from Pokemon. Only one. Every other Asian I have ever seen, they have wider eyes than I do. They have wider eyes than I do. So I have no clue where that stereotype came from about them not being able to open their eyes, because my eyes just generally are very, but I think it's because they're like in line. Both the points are literally in line. I think for them, it's like in different locations. So it affects the, I don't know. I don't know why. I really don't know why, because I've always had very, very squinty eyes. Always. But again, I've only ever seen the trope of like Asian eyes in one show. And it happened to be a cook who I kept calling a blind man, because his eyes were like Brock from Pokemon.
Let me just open that up for you. Just like that. Is that enough? Nope, you want it bigger? Okay, there we go. Much better. Bright and natural. Just keep in mind that you won't be able to close your eyes when you sleep. You'll also be crying non-stop, even when you're not sad. What started as the double eyelid trend across Asia has recently just evolved into its own extreme version by Chinese influencers. At first, many influencers just wanted their eyes to look...
Again, the funny thing is my wife already has these giant eyes. Like, I swear, my wife, I created her in my head and she became it. I joke with her about it all the time, because everything I had ever imagined, she's it. She is everything I could have ever dreamed of, and literally did dream of and imagine. Everything. Absolutely everything. All I have to do is dye her hair pink and she becomes an anime character. That is it. Or blue or teal or whatever unique color at the time. That's what I find funny. It's just like all these people are chasing all these trends just to look like my wife. Just to look like my wife.
A little bit more attractive. But as you start digging deeper into this entire rabbit hole of the big eyes, small face aesthetic, we end up with the so-called fox eye look, which is this very creepy and exaggerated look where your eyes are stretched so far beyond your eyelids that it looks like you can see into my future. They also say it's as easy as getting a new haircut, except it's for your eyes. Now, this all started with one of the most common cosmetic procedures in Asia, the double eyelid surgery. And it's so common to a point where parents literally give it to their children as graduation gifts, either after high school or sometimes even before high school. It essentially makes your eyes bigger and more attractive, which has been proven to help reward you in future job opportunities and relationships. I mean, at first you had people experimenting creating double eyelids with like safer methods. Things like double eyelid tape, which were temporary, and it helped you create a fold and a crease that can easily be removed, you know, no surgery needed. But of course, the tape would just sometimes fall off, so people resorted to using glue, just hoping that it would stay on throughout the day.
I hate it. I guess that was just glue, but oh my gosh, that hurt to see. I don't know why it felt like someone had just sewn their eyelid. It's so creepy.
Now, the reason double eyelids are so popular is because it creates a visible crease right above your eye. The crease makes the eyes appear more larger, more defined, and just more prominent. And over the years, the big eyes look has been...
I really don't have that crease. You see, I have to hold up my eyes for you to see that crease. Holy crap. My eyelids are heavy. Well, actually, I think the brow is heavy. I have a heavy brow, which literally covers my eyelids. Maybe that's why my eyes seem so squinty. Because my brothers actually have bigger eyes than I do. They have bigger eyes than I do.
Heavily associated with attractiveness throughout all of East Asia beauty culture. I mean, some parents even had the great idea of literally trying to modify their newborns to have double eyelids. Let me just stick that on you. Don't worry, you'll thank your mom later. Hopefully you grow up with big eyes. And many celebrities had already undergone the double eyelid surgery, so that wasn't the secret. So it started evolving slowly. Because regular double eyelids weren't enough, people wanted something bigger.
Send this video to Pepsi. He needs it for China cringe. The sad thing is no matter what you say about China, the same thing, like every time I'm watching it, I'm just like, this is happening in the US too, so I can't say anything. I watch it to kind of disassociate myself from America to be like, ha, ha. Like, what is the meme from Nelson in The Simpsons? Ha, ha. When the problem is, I'm still the problem. I'm still the problem. It's me. It's just America is just as bad, if not worse. But yeah, sometimes you just have to shut off your brain and be like, haha, it's not just me, or it's not me.
Or something sharper, something that'll make you stand out. And that obsession created the fox eye surgery. This takes double eyelids to a whole nother level because it looks like you reverse engineered being Asian. On Douyin, you can see countless of these before and after videos of people getting these massive deep creases cut into their eyelids and then angling the outer corners up so the eye has a fox-like shape. Many people get mesmerized by these transformations and then start believing that their own natural eye shape should look like that. Now you can tell it gives a really creepy look to it because once the crease is pushed far beyond a natural width, the eyes start to look more like a lifeless doll's eyes kind of glued onto a real face. There's also the other side to it, which is getting aesthetic eye bags, which are also exaggerated to where you end up with these puffy sausage eyes. Now there's two main things that people on Chinese social media confuse themselves with when it comes to the fox eye surgery. Using makeup tricks to make your
It's normal in India to have double eyelids. I guess. Yeah. I think the entire aesthetic is just trying to copy India. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's why everyone hates India, because that is the ideal beauty everyone's trying to chase. They're just like, why do they have it so easy? The tan skin, the big eyes, the long flowing full heads of hair on women primarily. Like all of that is what well, I was going to say more, but I'm just going to stop it there. But it's just like everyone in the world apparently wants that. Except for in India. In India, they want pale skin and just to look like everyone else. Everyone else. Why? Everyone's trying to be India, and India's trying to be everyone else. It's this constant chase. But because everyone else wants to be like India, they belittle India and make fun of India because they don't want to feel inferior to, well, everyone that they wish they looked like.
Eyes look bigger versus surgically expanding the eyelid itself. Those are not the same thing. The big eye, small face aesthetic is usually achieved through makeup. The whole point is that it's literally a visual illusion. But somewhere along the line, people started looking at this exaggerated makeup look and thought to themselves, what if I permanently become the makeup? And that's how they usually end up with an unnatural eye shape that looks really good with filters and makeup, but terrifying without it. Many of these exaggerated creases end up looking sunken, scarred, or even like permanently stiff. Your eyes start looking very disconnected to the rest of your face, which is genuinely unsettling. And that's where we get to one of the biggest side effects that people talk about after this procedure, the infamous meat strip. Not that kind of meat strip. What are you thinking? Basically, after the surgery, people end up developing these thick bulges above their eyelashes. Like, imagine if somebody took a hot dog and just tucked it under your eyelid. Or like they took, like, I don't know, their sausage and tucked it. Now, the reason it happens a lot is because eyelid surgery is insanely delicate. Like, there is zero room for error. If too little fat is removed from the eyelid, your eyes become puffy. Too much, and it becomes hollow to a point where it starts to look like it's sinking into your skull. Also, don't forget the scarring, because what's a transformation without battle scars?
This stuff is horror.
从南昌过来，因为自身眼泡比较。
你喜欢自然一点的，还是夸张一点的？
还是想要小平扇。
小平扇。
See, the thing is, like, I'm not a fan of like eugenics or anything like that. I do believe like culture should be, you know, intermixing, like all cultures. The thing is, if you don't like how you look, find a race that you find appealing, breed with that race, have children that will have the features you wish you had. Because guess what? At least you'll be able to pass on some of your good genes and some of the other partner's good genes to the next generation. That's honestly how I feel. Like, I want my children to have my wife's looks. I want them to have my wife's brains. I want them to have my wife's everything from my wife. The only thing is, if we have a son, I want them to have my height. That's it. That's it. Everything else, I want them to have my wife's everything. Everything. But yeah, I mean, again, because do people find inferiority things about themselves? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like for me, I think I am absolutely blessed because I am not, okay, I am a white supremacist. Let's be honest. I absolutely am, but I'm not white. I'm mixed. I'm an absolute mix. And I think that's absolutely amazing because I've always felt like people who are mixed tend to be more attractive. I don't know if that's narcissistic of me to think that way, but I think it's very plausible. Very plausible. Yeah, you have to become, and because I think that way, just like, yeah, I always wanted someone different. I never wanted a Hispanic, never wanted white. Yeah, just because, well, I already am white and I already am Hispanic. Kind of. I'm white. But yeah, I would never have Hispanic because I don't know if they'd be my cousin or not. Everything, I thought so. I'm white. Yeah, you're right. Cool. I'm white. But yeah, it's just so you have to be content with who you are. Know that you can't change your DNA, but you can for your children by just finding someone different. I don't mean using like the DNA like in pregnancy and things like that, because now they do have DNA modifiers for children. Like for a pregnant woman, you can modify the DNA while in your utero. But yeah, they do have those abilities now. But I think just finding somebody that you have a great rapport with, someone that you fall deeply in love with, someone who cares about you, who just happens to be of a different ethnicity than you, that has the features that you want to pass on to your children. That's like a double whammy at that point. You need to have someone that you absolutely care about. You don't just go to someone because they're of a different race. You go to somebody because you actually care about them.
喜欢上扬一点的眼睛，对吧？7.5毫米是他喜欢双眼皮的宽度，画眼尾的位置让他有一点微微上扬的感觉，适当的把内眼角打开一点啊。
对，现在院长已经给我画完线了，请你期待一下吧。
手术效果满意吗？
非常满意。
拆下来过来看一眼。
And this is how it looks like after it's healed. Definitely big enough now. Now, what's really crazy is how normalized double eyelids have become, because we've gone to a point where even those that are naturally born with double eyelids are thinking that double is not enough. So what? You get triple eyelids?
Quadruple.
Yeah, so this woman came home from her double eyelid surgery one day and ended up with 3 eyelids. It's as if your eyelids just got a double chin. She said that when she looked in the mirror, her eyelids were red, swollen, and folded into 3 layers. She also couldn't open her eyes even if she tried to force them open with her hands. So this is exactly what happens when you're not satisfied with double. You end up with triple. Listen, Father's Day is coming up, so it might finally be time to upgrade you and your old man's wallet game. See this baby right here?
Should have checked out my pocket.
It's like a wallet from the future.
I was talking about feminism.
People, so their lineup is low-key insane. Starting with the Wallet Pro, we got Italian leather, 0 plastic, holding up to over 14 cards with...
Feminism nowadays is literally trying to get women to the place they were when feminism started. Making women objects for the male gaze, putting women behind for not wanting to work, which, so women are wanting to get out of the workforce. So yeah, feminism is a dead, you go too far. They've gone so far forward that they've become what they were trying to get out of. Yeah, feminism is going back to it.
Mother's Day promotion, which is up to 50% off. So combined, you could be looking up to 70% off. Links in the description. Thank you, Exeter, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. It also doesn't help that a lot of these surgeons are basically working with templates. They usually cut beyond the eyelid to create a bigger fold, assuming that maybe after a week or 2, it'll, heal back together and look natural. Sounds reasonable in theory, except everybody has different eyes no matter how you look at it. Many factors come into play, such as your eye shape, the amount of fat around your eyes, even straight up your skull, since the bones affect how everything looks. So guess what happens when you have a template of the fox eye aesthetic that you think will work on everybody? People start to heal in different ways, and you straight up get deformed eyes. Which brings us to the case of a woman named Wang Li, an influencer from Suzhou who underwent the fox eye surgery and ended up permanently crying forever. Now, this procedure wasn't done by a licensed surgeon. No, it was done by the clinic's marketing director. Of course, she didn't know that at the time, so during the operation, her tear ducts, a part of the eye that drains your tears...
My eyes are drying out. My eyes are drying out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, my eyes are drying out. I'm feeling the pain.
...were cut, which led her with a level 9 disability. The muscle was...
Level 9? What is a level 9 disability? lower eyelid ectropion, whatever. I don't. Holy crap! Is she looking up? Did she go cross-eyed because of it? Is she going cross-eyed because of it?
Ability. The muscle was over tightened to a point where it snapped, so now she couldn't stop crying and tearing up no matter what. Not because she was sad, but because she literally couldn't force herself to stop her eyes from watering. The clinic kept delaying and deflecting responsibility, so eventually Wang Li entered into legal action, and the unlicensed practitioner was sentenced to 6 months in detention and would be deported afterwards. Wang was also supposed to receive compensation for this. However, because she exposed the clinic online, she breached the contract that she had signed, which pretty much made her return almost all of the compensation that she'd got, which is honestly just so stupid. It's like getting hit by a bus and then being charged for damaging the bus. Like, it's actually insane. Now, it's also easy to assume that a repair surgery is a quick fix, but many qualified doctors just completely stay away from this. This is mainly because Foxy surgery is often irreversible, so once the tissue is removed and once the skin is cut, it can't be replaced.
Stop touching your eyes. Stop touching your eyes. You've already like, for me, I can touch my eyes. Why? My eyes are original. I think after you've cut up your face and everything, I would be so freaking worried of touching, because it's just like, what are you gonna tear? And your eyelids are so freaking, well, someone said before in chat, delicate. Absolutely delicate. Like, I'd be afraid, like, I'd do this, and because it was sewn, I would tear it. I would tear it like a piece of paper, just because I'm wanting to rub my eye. But my eyes are drying out. Oh my, I need to stop watching Wani. Because what was it, the last one? The rotting nose? Like, oh my gosh, that was just like, oh, do I have it here? Do I have it here?
And the scary part is that every attempt to fix a previous surgery usually needs another surgery to fix what was fixed. It's literally a domino effect. Like, you need to fix the fix. That's why many surgeons stay away from eyelids at all, because even a tiny little mistake can completely change the way your face looks to other people.
Feminism
There's
don't
actually
believe
this
in a
massive influencer
database.
who ended up with one of the worst outcomes when it comes to this trend. Her name is Chen Nisi, and she's undergone 5 eyelid surgeries ever since she was 19 years old. Now, if you were anywhere near Chinese social media during her peak popularity, she had become one of the most talked about influencers because of her plastic surgery journey. Unlike a lot of influencers who just hide everything, she was actually pretty open about it. She uploaded videos explaining her surgeries, talking about her experiences, and overall just trying to spread body positivity all around, telling people to, you know, just love themselves, while also saying that she will still...
It's so hypocritical where you tell people you are all about body positivity. Only for you. Only for you. However, I need to get my jaw done. I need to get my lips done. I need to get my nose done. I need to get my cheeks raised. I need to get my eyes open. I need to get my brow pinned up. I need to get my hairline redone because I'm bald. Like, all that, or I need to get my ears popped out. Like, so many trends. It's like, oh, you be positive. I'll be the poster child for the ideal beauty about not being what happens if you don't like your own body. So that way you guys learn to love your own body. I mean, what kind of nonsense does this make? What kind of nonsense does this make? China gone to different level. We don't be able to catch up. We are in this location. We really are. It's just, we don't see it as often. But yeah, there are so many botched surgeries in the US that it's just as bad. Or the fake doctors that do like butt lifts or like veneers. They find them like on Craigslist or OfferUp or whatever those other or Facebook Marketplace selling services. Get veneers for this amount of money. And they just do the same thing to everyone. It is, oh my gosh. But yeah, she's the poster child for surgery. This is why you shouldn't do surgery. As she's like, be happy with who you are while destroying her own body.
Continue undergoing surgery for beauty. I feel like that's a repeating pattern in many of these cases now. Now, unfortunately for her, Chinese netizens are basically professional athletes when it comes to roasting. So after Chen's surgeries became a bit more noticeable, people started relentlessly mocking her for her appearance. People would just clown on her for her new chin, and also just saying that she looked way worse than before the surgeries, also comparing her old and new photos together. It's honestly the most unwinnable game ever, because you get clowned on before surgery, and then you get clowned on even more after surgery. So in a way to like prove her haters wrong, or like show them she didn't even care, she decided to undergo the Fox Eye surgery. And this is where everything went downhill, because after the operation, she noticed a very noticeable crease. So then she got another surgery to make it look more natural. Then the wound reopened, so she got another surgery to try to fix that. Then more corrections, more repairs, and she was pretty much just trapped in this cycle to the point where she didn't even remember what the original issue even was. And because of all those repeated surgeries and fixes, she is now unable to close her eyes forever. I mean, just think about that. Her eyelids ended up losing 5 layers of skin. So she now has to use eye drops every couple of minutes because she can't blink. Yeah, sorry, we don't offer warranty for that. If you end up losing basic human functions
just
during
like,
the process,
ugh.
all best to you. And what's even weirder about all of this is that the clinic she supposedly went to was actually connected to one of these illegal beauty salons that opened up in Taiwan. Because just last year, Taiwanese media uncovered this Douyin influencer named Miss Chen who turned her shop into a makeshift surgery clinic. Yeah, she pretty much saw these videos on Douyin and tried to recreate it herself, but with her fans. Now, apparently she saw all these fox eye transformations and double eyelid surgeries that were blowing up on Douyin and Xiaohongshu. She saw people getting views and making money, so she decided, yeah, I'll give that a try as an influencer. I mean, of course, influencers watch these transformation videos all day. Obviously, they'd be more experienced than actual doctors. You'd be wasting your potential if you didn't try it out. I mean,
you watch a video, you know how to do it. You know how to do it. What was it in India? There was that doctor who was doing like crap. What is it when you need to go to the bathroom? You need to pee, and then there's gallstones, and the person was watching a YouTube video on how to get out gallstones, or I think that's what it is, trying to get the stones out of the urinary tract, and literally killed her while she was on the table. But that stuff happens everywhere. Like people that don't know what they're doing claim to know what they're doing. That's why I absolutely hated some of the doctors in the US. I was put on medication for the majority of my childhood because the doctor I was seeing refused to admit, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You'll have to speak to a professional. Because no, that doctor, she was the professional. The funny thing is her brother, who was my primary care physician, always admitted when he didn't know what was going on. I spent most of my childhood at the Stanford Child Medical Clinic because, well, nobody knew what was going on with me. I spent so many years up at Stanford to figure out everything. But yeah, so many people just refuse to acknowledge that they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. So they'll lean into it. And if they have to watch a YouTube video during surgery to figure out how to do it, by gosh darn, they're gonna do it. They're gonna watch that YouTube video and they're gonna attempt the surgery.
I've been making videos on these trends for so long. Do you guys trust me with your eyes? Now, Ms. Chen had around 380,000 followers at the time, and inside her DIY clinic disguised as a salon, she began offering extreme double eyelid surgeries using the Fox Eye template. This was catered to all her fans who swore loyalty to her at that point. And of course, they came out with these failed Fox Eye procedures that left them with not so pleasant looks. Authorities later discovered that she had recruited 2 migrant workers to help perform these procedures.
Of course.
And none of them were licensed doctors. And yet her fans and their families were paying about 16,000 yuan for these experiment operations. This included fox eye surgeries using thread lifting. Innovation, I guess. Honestly, at this point, Douyin and Xiaohongshu, or Red Note, has genuinely convinced people to trust follower counts more than medical degrees. Eventually, authorities raided the salon, and I mean, what they found was insane. I mean, scalpels, laser equipment, sutures, basically an entire underground surgery setup, but for a salon. Ms. Chen later admitted to everything, and even manipulating her before and after posts on social media. She secured the bag of $20,000, and the district court sentenced her to 9 months in prison, and also ordered her to be deported afterwards. I mean, this makes it clear how unregulated plastic surgery advertising can be on Chinese social media platforms. I mean, heck, even WeChat is suffering from this. Literally anybody with money can open up a salon, open a Douyin account, start posting stolen before and after videos, and pretty much just start having clients come in as they're training. This whole fox eye aesthetic is just so dystopian because you're essentially just trading your natural face for a makeup face. That's the irony. People undergo permanent surgery.
Well, pretty soon, it's not going to be stolen videos. They're literally going to have AI generated videos, and everyone's going to believe, oh, it's an original video. Of course I'm going to go to it. I didn't see this person ever before, but look at how great, look at how amazing the transformation is. That, again, it's going to be done with AI.
Still have to rely on makeup to gaslight themselves that it's the only way to look good. So honestly, unless you want to sleep with your eyes open, which would be pretty cool, just it's not worth it. I mean, there is one big takeaway from this though. If she ain't squinting, I ain't sprinting.
If she ain't squinting, I ain't sprinting. What the heck does that even mean? What does that even mean? But that is so freaking insane. Everyone's just chasing the money. Everyone's just chasing the money. People will use their audience to even get more money. And that's the thing, is just like, there are those crypto scams, and as bad as those are, at least they're not telling their audience to butcher their body permanently, or even worse, have me butcher your body for you. No, what they do is like buy my meme coins so that way I can rug pull after you've given me a ton of money and given me enough incentive to rug pull. Like, that's what they do. Is it still evil? Yes, but they're not literally scarring their audience. Well, probably emotionally and financially, but not physically. They're not physically scarring them. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's so disgusting. People need to really find, I don't know. People need to be content with who they are. People need to be content with who they are and realize, like, you know what? Those big eyes, they are pretty. They're absolutely beautiful, but I can't have them because, well, my parents are X and Y. So in my DNA, I can't have that. However, I could give my kids a better chance by maybe finding somebody with the eyes I prefer. Maybe I can travel the world and find somebody I can connect with and love. Well, somewhere else. Somewhere else. And I gotta say, that's gotta be people's mindsets, because this butchery they do to themselves. And yes, traveling the world, is it cheap? Absolutely not. I mean, I spent so much, and which doesn't seem like a lot to most people, but with I work a very, very, very low, I'm not a very high income earner, and I live in California, which is even more expensive. But traveling to India 5 times in 2 years, incredibly astronomically expensive for me. But I did it. I did it because I wanted to spend time with my wife. Well, my you know, at the time, my friend at the time, my girlfriend at the time. But people need to really just realize, what is their inner beauty? What is their beauty aesthetically? Like, for me, am I moderately attractive? Sure. Is my personality moderately attractive? Absolutely not. I mean, my wife got the short end of the stick with that, because my personality, if I'm not teasing her, I'm not happy. And it just gets her to roll her eyes constantly. Constantly. And the thing is, it makes me happy. It makes me happy, which I know makes her happy. So it's like that weird kind of conundrum. But most people, they really just need to find somebody that works for them, that they can spend their life with, that they know who they are personally, that they don't need to worry about the looks. If you literally get in a relationship with someone and then they're like, well, you've got to fix your eyes, you got to fix your nose, you got to fix your chin, you got to fix your chest, you got to fix your rear. If they're literally trying to fix everything about you, then they don't care about you. Because for me, I went into the relationship with my wife looking towards the future. We're going to get wrinkles together. We're going to grow our white hairs together. We're going to get old and just like using canes and everything. The problem is, so many people are chasing that beauty right now that they don't even think about the future, and they end up marrying somebody that doesn't care about who they are. They care about what they look like. They care about what they look like. So the real question is, should we actually care about these people or just treat them as examples? They're all examples. They're all examples. Even your favorite influencer, no matter what, never follow what they recommend, no matter what. They're just an example. Just find them all as enjoyable retards to watch. Maybe they'll have good insight, maybe they'll be interesting to hear, but never take anything they say as gospel. As gospel. Because in the end, someone's trying to sell you something. Someone's trying to sell you something. Everyone. Like for me, I'm trying to sell myself, so that way, you know what? Maybe I can be unemployed professionally and I can spend more time with my wife. Because working 10 hours a day, 5 days a week is a lot. And then I also stream on top of that. So I end up working a lot of hours. But it's like I need some subsidized income because I don't make enough. I don't make enough. But that's what happens. That's what happens. Always look at everything as an example, not Well, that could go both ways because people can use it as an example of how I should live my life, or an example of like that how I shouldn't live my life. So yeah, I guess just an example, but you need to be aware of what kind of example you're following. Someone's butchering their body and trying to sell it to you. That's an example of someone not to follow. If someone's just trying to be a retard by themselves, you could just watch them as someone that's entertaining and absolutely retarded, and you don't have to completely follow what they say, but they might be entertaining. Like there's always that. There's always that. But yeah, people just need to learn to become content with who they are, happy with who they are. As long as they're happy, then there's much more joy in watching someone who's 100% themselves than someone who's literally trying to sell you something. Literally trying to sell you something. At least that's always been my personal experience. I don't like salesmen. I don't like salesmen.
You guys get a video? It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.